The questions you need to start asking yourself is one, am I working the plan? And then two, is the plan working? I love doing that because it's the same sentence. It's the same words in different order, right? The first one is that, am I working the plan? How many people am I actually talking to? Am I talking to enough people? Am I doing the 4x4 rule? And the cool thing is, again, it's not a failure if you say no. If you've been talking to 5 people a week instead of 25 people a week, the next question should be why? And that's going to be the most valuable answer you have. And if anybody, as you're asking yourselves these questions, I'm going to give you an opportunity to share with the group if you're comfortable doing so. Don't say a plan doesn't or doesn't work if you haven't been working the plan. So if you were supposed to be talking to 25 people a week and you've only been talking to 5, you don't know if that plan works or not. And sometimes there is a tipping point in things. One of the things we learned with ads, we had 3 different ad groups running at $50 a day. So it was $150 of total ad spend a day with very little results. LinkedIn suggested that you do $150 a day. That's where we got that number. We were doing this on Facebook. But then as Alina was diving into it, Facebook explained why you needed a minimum of $150 a day. And it was how they put ads in front of people, because almost no one clicks on an ad the first time they see it. And so you want to get enough of the ads in front of the same person that they click, right? Well, if you have 3 ad groups at $50 a day, even though it's a total of $150, you can't guarantee that the same person is seeing the ad enough times to actually click on it. And so what LinkedIn is saying is like, narrow your audience, put $150 at that audience with the same group of ads, and then the same person will see. How they were saying it based off the number of people that we wanted it to look at. That's where they came up with 150. They were saying that a person should see your ad 15 times. That should be enough to get them to click through and buy something. So sure enough, instead of doing 3 ad groups at $50 a day, we did 1 group of $150, and our click rates skyrocketed. And I share that with you now because sometimes doing 5 of something produces no results. Doing 10 of something produces no results. But then when you get to 15, you get a ton of results. There's a tipping point there. So step 1 is, did you work the plan? And then did the plan work? Step 2. But if you didn't work the plan, ask yourself why. Almost always the reason is you didn't actually want the goal. And knowing that you didn't want the goal and what goal you actually want now is, again, I think one of the most valuable things this coaching program can teach you. Because if you come in and say, I don't want 10K a week, at least not for the cost that it's going to cost me to get right now, I'd prefer 5. And then you create a plan that gets you 5 and you actually do that. I would rather see you making 5,000 a week and have a plan that's working for you with good data points and getting the results that you want, and you being very happy with your life because you have the time, money, and energy you need for your current stage of life. That would be so much bigger of a win for me than even if you were making 10,000 a week, but it was costing you more than you're willing to pay. So that's the point of data and KPIs, is it kind of self-answers for you. You create the goal initially, you create the plan, you then execute the plan, or you don't, and you get data even if you don't execute the plan, because now the data is, why did I not? And then once you execute whatever, you can then tweak the plan, right? I've told you that story already of my client who was homeschooling her kids and said, no, I don't want 10K a week because it means I can't homeschool my kid with her current setup. I want 5K a week. And this is, if I do it this way, I can make 5K a week and still homeschool my kids. Again, she makes really good money now. She actually makes more than that now, but this was the correct thing for her at that time. So we tweaked the plan. She then went and executed that plan. She actually did execute it at that point. She did make the 5K a week and she did homeschool her kids and she got the results she wanted. And so for her, she literally just had to do 1 tweak. It was literally answering the question of, no, I don't want this goal, and this is why. That's all she needed. Where me, it seems like every goal I set, I'm significantly more stubborn than other people. So I get to the test stage and I have to do this test learning loop like 20 times before I finally figure out what's right. I very rarely get it right the first time for myself. It's crazy how many times I'll do this with coaching clients and we get it right on like the first or second try. And then when I do it for myself, it takes me like 15 or 20 tries. Maybe I'm just stubborn and need my own coach. I don't know. But as long as you keep doing that loop until you get the results, you can't fail. So that was my big takeaway that I wanted to hit today.